Hello, hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Let me know. Let me know. I hope you're having a good day. Boom, 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 boom. Yippee. It is Monday and we are back doing some tarot as per usual on Mondays. Hi Lyra, hi Remy, hi Saint, and hello Sleepy Incubus. Hello, hello, welcome. Yeah, the music is very calming. It's also free to use, and if you pay attention, you'll notice that like a lot of content creators use this music like in the background of videos or like shorts or even streams and stuff. Because once I started using it, I started noticing it's everywhere. But yes. So, if you would like a reading today, as per usual, you are welcome to join the freebie queue by doing !join on Twitch. If you are on YouTube, you can ask and I'll add you to the queue. Just remember that free readings are chosen randomly, so it's possible I might not get to you. However, if you would like a guaranteed reading during stream, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi. You get more cards and you get a guaranteed prioritized reading. But yeah. Make sure you guys join the queue. I'm gonna start getting my cards out and stuff, and then we will pick our first freebie today. So yeah, make sure you guys join the queue. Do you do time-based readings, such as knowing when will something happen? Not necessarily. I do reading. I can do future readings, but I usually don't get specific time frames too often. Especially with how uncertain the future is. And I also believe that, you know, we have the power to change that energy and change that outcome. With future readings, I always say, like, we're reading the energy based on the moment right now. But that can change, you know? Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Do we have people in the queue? Guys, join the queue if you would like a reading. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, I think there might have been times where I've done a future reading where I've like gotten maybe a more specific time frame, but even that, like, I don't like to tell people that that's something I do, because I usually don't get specific things very often like that. Because the future is uncertain, as I mentioned. Okay, let me start pulling out my cards. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate the compliment. I still need to do my chibi model debut, because I have the model ready, guys. I don't know, I just haven't planned a day to do that. And also, I don't know what else to do except just tarot, but with a different model. because that was my goal for when I hit 300 followers on Twitch. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Gonna use my phone. Do you know what I need a capture card from my PS5? Okay, it's not really mine, it's from. Ooh. That's an interesting idea. I've never thought about using P-Cruise as like a PNG tuber, but that's kind of smart. Okay, where am I putting these cards? Yeah, that's a great idea. I have been recently making PNG tubers for my friends, because I have art commissions open, and I don't know, never thought I'd be able to like make them. But they're a lot easier. I mean, it depends because some people make them more complicated, but if you just have like a basic like mouth open and like blinking eyes, it's not too terribly hard. But it's definitely time consuming because I have to like separate the layers and stuff more than I usually do. I use VTube, it's a little hard. I would say VideoTube is honestly a lot simpler than other PNG tuber programs that I've used. Well, I've only used 2. But I use VideoTube. Okay, where am I putting this one? Put that one there. The mascot gets in the way of the model. I know that I do have issues with VideoTube with it, like it freezes for me sometimes when I'm streaming. The little deer. I don't know if I know what you're talking about. Is it like a thing that's... I'd probably have to look at that later. Is it like a thing that shows up when like you first get the program? Because if so, I might have turned it off somehow or something. I don't know. I got VideoTube a while ago. See, when I use VideoTube, I don't think I have a little deer thing. So there's got to be a way to turn that off or something. I think. If we're talking about the same thing. Yeah, I would honestly just look at a tutorial or something. That's probably what I did, to be honest. But yeah. Okay. I think I got most of the cards out that I'm gonna use today. So we are gonna pick our first free reading for today. We shall see who it is. Let me look at the list. Okay. Well, we are gonna do you first, Sleepy in Caboose. So yeah, congrats, you're gonna be the first free reading of today. So, let me know what your question is, let me know what kind of reading you're wanting, and if you would like, you can choose from one of my freebie spreads right here. But just keep in mind, these are more of a suggestion, you know, so if you have something more specific you'd like to ask or aren't too sure, that's okay, we will figure it out. This music reminds me of Animal Crossing New Leaf as I love the new ride since I like the Yeah, I really like, I mean, I've only played whatever one's on the Switch. I don't remember which one that's called. I like Animal Crossing too, though. It's nice, it's nice. Although recently I've been playing a lot of Heartopia. I don't know if you've heard of Heartopia, but it's been really fun, especially with friends online and stuff. It like kind of reminds me of like Animal Crossing, but there's like more to it, I guess. And it's an online game. Which honestly, I don't think I really have played too many online games. But Heartopia, very good, very good. So the reading was my question about the future, but I want to know when I will hear from my friend again. I don't necessarily know if I can do that. I can ask, you know, about your friend, or we can ask if you're gonna hear from them again or something along those lines. Like I said, I don't really do like specific, I can't be like, it's gonna be in October. Like I don't think I could give you much with that, you know? But I can read the energy of the relationship, the connection, and get you some messages about that if you would like. The one on the Switch is New Horizons and the DS is New. Okay. You know it's. They said I have. Well, I have a suggestion. If you would like, we can do one of the Love and Other Connections readings, because those are the readings spreads I usually do for readings related to other people. We could do like the general one, which is you, the relationship, them. We could do what you want, what they want, where like the relationship is headed. We could do what brings you together, what pulls you apart, what needs your attention. That's C. But yeah, I don't think I can really help you with like specific times. Like I don't think there's like much I can give with that. But if you have a preference of one of those spreads below right there, let me know. Thank you for the follow, Sleepy. But yeah. If you don't have a preference of which spread, then I can just pick one for you. Hydrate or die straight. I'm hydrating! And you all better be hydrating too. Hydration is good. Hydration is good. Okay, let me write your name down. Sleepy. Okay, so I'm gonna choose for you, since you haven't told me if you want a specific spread. We shall do Love and Other Connections A. So yeah, I'm gonna shuffle your cards. Just know I shuffle off camera because of the way I shuffle. Because of how my stuff is set up, like where I show the cards is like further away, is a whole thing. So I will show you your cards once I shuffle them and get your timestamp and everything. Okay. I think we're gonna use these ones. Finally using some of my usual tarot decks. I've been using my new ones, but I'm bringing out the anime tarot deck because I use that one a lot. And I haven't used that one in a few streams, so. Okay. Yeah, no worries, no worries. That's why I have my pronouns up there and I have that command. I don't get upset at people for being confused at first, because I'm aware most people are not gonna look at me and assume that I am not female. So I don't get mad. I only will get upset if, like, you purposely just ignore that after, you know, but I don't blame people for not knowing right away, and I don't get mad. Okay, let's go for Sleepy. What do we need to know about Sleepy in this connection? Okay, and what about Sleepy's friend? I hope it's okay I'm calling you Sleepy, by the way. Eclipsa! Hi! I know you just started, but hope you're having a lovely stream on this cozy. Thank you, Eclipse, and thank you for stopping by. I'll have to message you later. I hope you're having a good day. I miss you. I love you. Okay. Now let me pull your last card. We need to know about this relationship. Yeah, non-binary mass presenting in me girl. Are your stickers up? That's, you know, that's a question that takes a lot of explaining, to be honest, but the simple answer is I really like him. He's a character that's just been in my brain for years and he hasn't gone away. And I was like, hey, you know, I can do what I want on my Twitch channel. Why don't I, to start off, just get some pre-made Dobby emotes. And they have stayed. What? No, I'm so normal. What do you mean? I just like him a lot, okay? Okay. Listen. Okay, hold on, let me... Relationship. Oh, okay. Okay, let me get your timestamp now. I don't mind you being goofy, Sleepy. I don't mind you being goofy, but just keep in mind, hold on, let me get my little command out. Just keep in mind, those are my rules, and I am not a streamer who we keep it wholesome here in the Moon Chat, okay? We keep it wholesome. So I'm just letting you know. Okay. But I don't mind you being silly. Just don't get too like sexual with it, because I don't really. I'm not the streamer that's like that, you know. I don't care if other people are, just those are my boundaries in my chat. Okay, timestamp. Let me double check which one this is. Okay, I believe that is 7. Where's the ups? Yes. Okay. Ooh. I do love art. I do love art. I do have a place for sharing art and other creative stuff in my Discord server. Just remember, just keep the art, make sure it's, you know, like PG. Nothing spicy. But yeah. Okay. Let me paste your... Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I have to copy it. It's sleepy. Okay, sleep. So your timestamp is 43 minutes and 1 second. So since I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, if you ever want to rewatch your reading, you can do so over on my YouTube channel. All my streams saved there afterwards, and I usually put the timestamp in the comments below when stream is over. So yeah, let me write that in my book real quick so I don't forget. 43:01. Awesome. Hi Arctic! Hello! How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Okay. So, representing your energy right now with this connection, maybe some messages you need to know regarding you in this connection, Sleepy, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And messages we need to know with your person, your friend, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. And messages about this relationship, this connection in general, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So 2 sevens, they're all in reverse. Actually, just now noticed. I have to adult and do laundry. I feel that, Arctic. I feel that I was doing a lot of the adult daily tasks this weekend, so I feel you and I wish you luck with that. Okay. Grab my book now. Okay. I don't know if with this. Oh, and by the way, Sleepy, just take whatever resonates with this reading and leave what doesn't. If something doesn't resonate, then just ignore it. I'ma just be saying messages, things that come to mind. But it's okay if it doesn't all resonate. So, I don't know if you maybe have felt or are feeling kind of helpless in this connection, helpless with this situation. Like there's not really much you can do, like things are kind of out of your control, and maybe that's driving you a little crazy because maybe, I don't know if you're the type of person who's always looking for a way to fix things or solutions, or maybe just with this person you want there to be a way for things to move forward already or something. You know, the wands talk about they're about action, activity, what we are actually doing in the world, the steps we are taking. And the Seven of Wands energy, especially in reverse, I almost like see someone, like in my head I see someone like pacing back and forth. And it's like that you have, it kind of feels like you just have like a lot of feelings and thoughts and energy, and like it almost like you just need to keep like pacing around, metaphorically, or you could be literally pacing, I don't know. I definitely am a pacer. I pace around a lot. But yeah. So I want to read this guidebook page for you. So here's the page in case you want to pause it in the future. Reversed attributes. Insecurity, backing down. When reversed, the Seven of Wands suggests that your insecurity might be bringing you down instead of igniting your fighting spirit. So what if things seem harder than you expected them to be? It's not impossible to overcome those obstacles. Alternatively, the Seven of Wands could warn that your ego and your fighting spirit have let you take things too far. Sometimes it's good to pick your battles, so think about the situation for a moment and figure out what's at the root of all this conflict. Okay. That last sentence stood out to me a lot. I don't know if maybe with this person, this situation, I don't know if maybe there's something a bit deeper that maybe you should acknowledge more, or I don't know, it just feels like there's something that maybe you aren't focused on, I guess. Yeah, just apply this however it resonates to your situation, however it makes sense, because obviously I don't know the context and anything. And you do not have to tell me anything you don't want to. Okay, one message I did get just now is like, I think sometimes with the distance, sometimes we are distant from things, we are pushed away from things for a reason, and I think maybe part of the reason, and obviously, like I said, I don't know what happened or what the situation is, but like, when you have distance or time away from something or someone, sometimes that's purposeful, and that kind of means like it's time to focus on other things and pay attention to other things in your life. So yeah, I don't know if there's like just a message there of like, maybe you need to take action and use this kind of energy that you've built up over kind of over this time and put it towards something else and focus on something else for you and not just for them or for anyone else. That's what I'm kind of getting, is like there needs to be a priority of you and not you and another person, not you and other people, a priority on just you, just as you as yourself. So I think that's something that you might be kind of needing to work on during this time. Oh, and by the way, if I ever say anything like that, like, just know, like, regardless of what I say with these cards, just, you don't have to do anything I tell you to. You are welcome to completely disregard this reading if you even want, you know? Like, I'm not here to just, like, tell you what to do, you know? For one, I struggle with really bad anxiety along with separation anxiety, been my issues, and when I try to focus on something, I kind of go, yeah, I get that. I'm an extremely anxious person as well. So, but yeah, maybe that's part of it, is figuring out how to build yourself up so that you have some sort of peace even when you are alone, you know? Which is easier said than done, but that's just something to think about that I think they're kind of gently bringing up with this card. Now with your person with the Four of Cups. Let me see. I need to refill my vitamins. Okay. So, the Four of Cups upright is kind of an energy of being a bit stagnant, indecisive, kind of just in this zone of like just thinking rather than doing, especially relating to our emotions, ourself. Yeah, just kind of sitting there. So that's upright, but this is reversed, right? I think this person is finally putting action towards something, or doing things, or something's happening where they are no longer just sitting there by that tree. And I say tree because I think in the Writer's Way imagery, the person's like sitting against a tree, just sitting there, you know. I feel like maybe they're pouring, I don't know if there's like a passion project they're working on. I don't know if there's something just that has to do with emotions that they're focusing on, but I see them literally like pouring their energy into that. But I do see it like a singular focus, like a singular like stream, because like I said, upright, these cups are kind of just stagnant, right? But reversed, I now see like them like actually doing something and moving, and like these cups are all in a row, and I just see this like consistent flow. So I see them, yeah, pouring their energy, their emotional energy, especially into something in their life right now, which is probably related to the distance that you guys have right now. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, take this how it resonates. Okay, now let me look at the guidebook. Yeah, there's just like... Here, I'll briefly read this for you as well, in case you wanna pause that in the future. So reversed attributes of the Four of Cups, we have readiness, reconsideration, motivation. When reversed, the Four of Cups can hint that you might finally be ready to shake things up and reform the status quo. If there's something you'd like to change, get ready, because you're finally in a place to do so. Take this newfound energy and purpose and go forth. So yeah, they just like... It's like the cups are finally like flowing and have been spilled, and there's just like, there's a lot happening, so... that is where their focus is right now. Hi Lily on YouTube! And hi Joanna, I will add you both to my queue real quick before I move on to this last card. Okay. Okay, let me do this real quick. Sorry, Sleepy, one moment. Just need to add these YouTube people. And let me add Joanna as well. How do I spell that? Go. Cool. Womp. Okay, there we go. Hi, Dragon Wolfen. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Bee-wee boop. Okay, we will do that after I finish this reading. Don't let me forget. I will look at that art as well, with Sleepy. I might look at that after stream, or I might glance at it real quick if I remember after the reading. But how long are you going to be streaming? That's a great question, Arctic. I don't know. I will remind Trust. Oh, also Lyra. Okay, also before I forget. Oh my gosh, sorry. So many things happening. Lyra, I meant to send a photo of this to you earlier, but I did my nails last night, inspired by Phantom of the Opera. They're not the best looking, but you know, there's something. Okay, so I did like black, and then I did like white with sparkles, you know, for the Phantom, or you know, like the black and white because his mask, and you know. These nails I did last night. Or here, I'll show you both of them. I'll show you both. Okay. Sorry, CP. Let me get back. So, the Seven of Cups, or Seven of Chalices in this. So, upright Seven of Cups has an energy having to do with making decisions, sometimes having a lot of options and things available in front of you. Let me look what this specific deck says about this one. When is such a baddie, I'm so blessed to be here. Aw, Lyra, you're so sweet. No, you. Okay, where's the 7? Somewhere. Hello? Two, 4, 5, 6. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Reversed. Though your imagination is vibrant and seemingly limitless, it is misapplied to feeding your deepest anxieties. You are limited by your potential fears and fail to make brave choices. Okay. That's interesting. Because we were already talking about anxiety. And choices, and like this person was already, as I mentioned, kind of in a state where they were kind of stagnant thinking about things, and then they started to actually apply those things in their life. Yeah, I feel like this is a message of they are focusing on what they need to and what they want to, especially what they need to is what I just heard in their life. And I think it needs to be the same for you, where you need to not be stagnant, because they were also like that. They were also kind of stagnant, and then they actually started to, like I said, let this energy flow. And you are kind of just going back and forth waiting for this person. But I think there is a need for you to have some of this own kind of movement and flow in your own life. And I think that'll make this time you were spending apart from them be easier as well. Yeah, okay, going back to what this said, like, you're feeding into your deepest anxieties. You are limited by your potential fears and fail to make brave choices. So it's like, it's almost kind of like follow their lead by focusing on you, if that makes sense. They have made decisions to focus on themselves and what they need to, and I think it needs to be the same for you. And I think that'll help learning. This is, you know, there's kind of a lesson here, because I think these things will repeat with other people throughout your life. And I think that's probably just one of the things you're learning right now, is to find like a center, a wholeness within yourself, that you don't just always have to follow others' leads, but you can follow yourself, if that makes sense. You can navigate things yourself without always being in fear about that, is what I'm hearing. But yes, it's been extremely stressful, like by far the most stressful. I think another thing I just heard in my head is, I think you need to make sure you are going to be okay. And I think you will be, but like, that you will be okay, whether or not this person messages you again and comes back. Because your happiness and your life and the way things are going should not completely rely on another person talking to you, on another person being in your life. You need to have some groundedness within yourself, that, you know, you can be okay if this person goes away. which I know may be kind of hard to hear. And like I said, I'm not saying whether or not, like, oh, for sure they're never gonna come back, or they are gonna come back, or whatever, you know, like I said, that's future stuff, that's not for certain. But the only thing you have control of is yourself. And I think you need to kind of learn to be okay navigating things, especially emotionally, by yourself, and not, like I said, not just following. Which I know seems really scary, is probably difficult, especially if that's just how you lived your life, but that's why it's important, because, you know, maybe there will be things that'll happen later in your life where, you know, you need to learn this skill so you're prepared for that, you know? And I think in general, like, I think that's just kind of a thing about humans that we all go through, is that, like, you know, a lot of relationships or even people we meet in our life, they're not always going to be there forever. Things are temporary. I've definitely experienced that so many times throughout my life, where I have had friends and I've had these really deep, powerful connections for like a handful of years, and then that goes away. I have gotten better over time dealing with that. It still sucks, it still hurts, but that's why it's important to learn and to figure out how to be okay just by yourself, because you cannot rely on someone else's like legs to hold you up. You have to be able to stand on your own two legs, you know? And that's not to say you can't lean on people for support and have that, because that's also important. But if you're just completely relying on someone else to help you stand, when they go away, you know, it's gonna be really hard for you. And obviously, I say this a lot, you know, no one expects you to change overnight, you know, so don't be too hard on yourself, but I think these are things to just consider moving forward, and how, yeah, things you can think about moving forward, and how you can start navigating things yourself and maybe coming to terms with certain things. But yeah, you will be okay. I think regardless of how things go with this person, you will be okay. You're gonna figure it out. We never get a challenge unless we can overcome it, so yeah. I think that's where I'm gonna end your reading, Sleepy. I really hope that helped. I hope that, you know, resonated with you. At the very least, I hope you enjoyed listening to me yap, you know? And thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me. And like I said, you can rewatch your reading anytime over on my YouTube channel with that timestamp I gave you. I wasn't completely prepared. Yeah, and I will say I've recently gone through some stuff where it also happened very, very suddenly for me, and that's been really hard to deal with myself, so I do get it. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. Like, I've had some situation with some friends where it's just like, it just came out of nowhere, you know? And yeah, sometimes stuff like that happens in life, but you know, you'll figure it out. I know you will. Okay. As always, we are gonna go on a quick little ad break between readings. We will pick the next free reading after the ads. If you haven't joined, oops, I forgot to type in. If you want a free reading, you are welcome to join the freebie queue by doing !join on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you can ask and I'll add you to the queue. Just remember, free readings are chosen randomly. So if you would like a guaranteed reading during stream, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi with the link in the pinned message. You get more cards and your reading is guaranteed and prioritized. But yeah. Okay, I will see you guys after the ads. Yo, yo. Welcome back from the ad. I will let this word finish. Maybe I can guess some if I believe. I'm not always the best. Oh, I was gonna do cat saliva. What the heck? That's not one of them. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, let's go. I got a big one. Biggish one. Attack. I brained. Oh my god, I brained again. This is crazy. Axe. Okay. We back. Let me make sure my model's there. Wow. Okay. We shall pick the next free reading now. Okay. Also, I'm not gonna lie, my nose is a little stuffy, and I had a headache last night. I really hope I'm not getting sick, but yeah, my nose is just like, eh. So I don't feel like 100% right now, but I'm okay enough to stream. Thank you for reminding me, Dragon Wolfin. Hi. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to say your name. Marietta? On YouTube. Hello, I can add you to the freebie queue. Just know that free readings are chosen randomly, so it's possible you might not get one, but I can add you to the queue. I just choose from that randomly, but if you would like a guaranteed reading, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi. You get more cards and your reading's guaranteed to prioritize, but no worries. I was putting fake nails. Oh no, I failed you with the beat. No, it's okay, Lyra. It's okay. We all have a little bit of small brain cells sometimes, so I know I do. My attention span, bro. Okay, hold on. Oh, my nose. I hate being stuffy. I just hope it's just because of the cold. I don't want to get sick. I got stuff to do. I can't afford to be sick. I'm a Capricorn. I can't afford to be sick. There's no time for that. I have things to do. I just want to be able to breathe, you know? Okay. Biwi time. Alrighty. If this is your first time meeting my son, Biwi, say hello to the one, the only leader of the Biwi cult, Biwi. Biwi! Here is your boops. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Whoa. Very cute, very cute. Okay. The goat. Truly, Eclipsa. So true. He's pretty famous. I know you guys really come here just to see him, to be honest. I know the truth, and I'm not upset at you. Had to tap back in for the viewing. Thank you, Eclipse. See, I told you guys, he's famous. Truly. Woo! I'm here for Moon and Moonal. Thank you, Lyra. Thank you for being the moon supporter. Okay. Let's choose the next freebie. Oh. The thing I hate about stuffy noses is like sometimes you can kind of breathe and then sometimes you can't. Or like sometimes it's just like one nostril that can breathe. I hate it. It's so annoying. Okay. Who's free? Okay. Lily23, are you still here on the YouTube side? Let me know if you're still here. I think the YouTube side is a little harder sometimes to rein people in because it's kind of random, the traffic on there, to be honest. I will give them a minute to respond. Okay. Well, I might remove them, but they don't seem to be here right now. Fake nails on. I am back to being a baddie, and you are always a baddie, Lyra. Always a baddie. But I do understand the power of nails. I do. I know, I felt so ugly last week during my tarot stream without my nails on. But I'm glad I had time yesterday to do them. But yeah. Dragon Wolfen! Are you still here? And Kim holds that pup. Truly, truly. Hi, Dragon Wolfen! Congrats, you've been chosen for the next free reading. So let me know what your question is, and if you would like, you can choose from one of my freebie spreads right here. And yeah. Yeah, I should probably make some tea soon. Just a general C reading, please. Alrighty, I can do that for you. Okay, let me write down your stuff, hopefully your cards, and then I will get you your timestamp and everything once I'm ready. Dragon Wolfen has been here since the dawn of time on the moon streams, to be honest. Probably one of my longest viewers who consistently shows up. Okay. I don't know if you guys can notice I'm like talking a little different too, because like I can't breathe. I don't know how noticeable that is. Dude, and then I hate falling asleep with the stuffy nose, because then it's like, I feel like it takes forever because you're not comfortable and you're just kind of dying. Yeah. Hydration. Okay. Let me shuffle your cards. Gotta lock in. Okay, we are gonna use where? Sorry. My animal spirit cards. For your current energy. I love these cards so much. I think there's different versions of them as well. Which I'll have to look into that, to be honest. Because I know I've seen like the same art, but like the cards are slightly different. I'll have to look. Okay, what is dragon energy? What do we need to know, spirit? Okay. And what do we need to know? Or possible future. Oh, fell on the floor. Okay, and hi OJ on YouTube, hello. I can add you to the queue real quick. Just know that free readings are chosen randomly, so it's possible you might not get one. But if you'd like it to guarantee yourself a reading during stream, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi for a reading. Okay. Does this work? Okay. There we go. Okay. We finish shuffling. Cool. Let me get your timestamp. Hi, hello, Tina. Yeah, it has been a while. Hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're having a good day today. Dragon open. Okay, Dragon. So, your timestamp is 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 58 seconds. So, since I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, if you ever want to rewatch a reading, you can do so over on my YouTube channel. All my streams say there afterwards, and I usually put the timestamp in the comments below when stream is over. Let me write that down. Okay, so representing your current energy right now, Dragon Wolfen, we have the Elk card, which is an Earth energy. Representing your possible future, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And for your advice card, we have the Knight, or I think this is, wait, yeah, this is the Page of Swords. That's the thing. Okay, honestly, I'm happy to see you live. Your name popped up yesterday randomly in my head, like, yeah, I should pop it. Oh, that's so nice! Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. That makes me happy. Okay. Okay, there's something with this Elk card, Dragon Wolfen, of like, I don't know, I just heard in my head gaining confidence, energy. Because the way this elk is like looking up at the sun, and then I see these as like sun rays, and it's almost like I almost see these like antlers being charged by the sun. So I don't know if like you felt inspiration to do something recently, or are planning. It could be you're planning something, gaining motivation to do something. Yeah, I don't know. I just see there's something that you're really fixated on. It could even be something like, I don't know if like there's like something that like a book or a TV show that you really like, that like really excites you, and I don't know, is giving you like energy almost. That's kind of like what I'm seeing. So you'll have to see how that resonates. But let's take a glance at this elk page. I find it. I don't think I get this card too often. Elk. Okay. Here's the page in case you want to pause it in the future. There's a lot going on in my life for me right now. Okay. So, the keywords are stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. Okay, so a message that I'm getting is like, I think you need to give yourself more credit for everything that you do in your life. You might be carrying a lot of weight or responsibility right now, and maybe that's something that you've carried throughout your whole life. Like you've had to have this like groundedness and rootedness within yourself to kind of get through the things that you go through and are going through. And I think you need to give yourself more credit, because maybe you don't really view yourself that highly. Maybe you, especially right now, like maybe you're just, I almost feel like maybe the way you feel about yourself internally does not actually match who you are. Like who you actually are, and the things that you're accomplishing, the things you're doing, the things you're moving through. I'm getting imagery now in my head of like a pack of elk running and moving, and there's like this kind of chaos that's happening. So maybe there's a bit of advice here with this elk card of like finding something that like grounds you, or you can like kind of look up amidst all the chaos that you can look up to and have this sort of groundedness. Thank you for following, Benji. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I think it's important to remember that you've already been through a lot and that you are a very strong individual. And I don't know if maybe there's even people who are saying the opposite to you. I don't know if there's people who might be being rude to you even, which I hope that's not the case. But if there is, just know that that's not the truth of who you are. You know who you are, you know? And your actions especially speak louder than your words. Okay, let me see. Okay. Now, with the possible future, with the Knight of Pentacles, just remember, anytime I talk about the future, to please take it with a grain of salt. Future's always changing, energy's always changing. I could be right, I could be wrong. Let me get the guidebook for this one. See what it says. I don't think these ones have reversal meanings. But Knight of Pentacles. Where are the pentacles? Here they are. Oh, I forgot this one's kind of laid out weird. 1 second. There we go. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles has a deep love and respect for things of beauty. Not necessarily quick to action, he spends time pondering the value of things and ideas. Once he has decided on their merit, he dedicates himself to their protection. He can be trusted to keep things, material goods, people, secrets, safe. Because he is not interested in going off and pursuing new activities, some may think him dull, but his devotion knows no equal. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dragon Wolfman. I think I do remember you kind of talking about that sometime. Yeah, I think there's a similar message of just like, I don't know, I just keep getting this of like, I think this is especially a situation where like, you know, there's not really much that's in your control, there's not really much you can do, so just do your best to stay grounded. And these things are hard, you know, they're hard to deal with, they're difficult, and there's not really I think, like I said, stay grounded as best you can with things. I think that might help you, things that bring you comfort. Let yourself feel your emotions though, you know, that's let yourself process and deal with things however you need to. Yeah, I'm sorry. But just know that like, I don't know if there's people in your life who are also kind of going through this with you. Definitely lean on them. With things like this, it's like, you know, that pain doesn't really necessarily go away. But you'll learn to live with it. You'll learn to continue on. But yeah, I wish I could give you more, and I'm not getting too much with this because, you know, it is really, it's really, that's some heavy stuff, you know, so. Lean on those people that you can lean on, who are there for you, who can support you. Be there for yourself. I don't know if you have any pets or anything. Lean on them as well. That's the time, especially to focus on that, you know. Yeah, you have a pet. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was getting with like this groundedness, this grounded energy, because like the Pentacles as well like talks about the material world, the physical world, and really relying on those things to just help us keep going and help us take one foot in front of the other. So yeah. With your advice card, with this Page of Swords. Yeah, going back to what I said kind of at the beginning, like give yourself some more credit, and give yourself more patience and understanding, and even like let people know, like for example, you know, obviously if you're comfortable, like I don't know if like at your work or like friends or whatever, like I kind of see this Page of Swords as like you might not really be feeling yourself, and might, like especially with your words, you might just not maybe talk the way you usually talk or engage with others the way you usually would engage with others, which obviously makes a lot of sense with what you're going through. So don't be hard on yourself if you know, you kind of feel and know that you're not acting like you, and like don't, because I almost kind of see this as energy of being a bit more like, you know, just, you know, feeling, because the pages kind of sometimes give me like a youthful energy, and to me I'm kind of associating that with like maybe speaking more, I guess like immaturely or like childishly, but like I'm not trying to call you immature or childishly. I think it's more like like how children are just so like, or mostly for the most part, are like very reactive, you know, when they're first, when like dealing with emotional things, if that makes sense. Or like babies, that's a good example as well. Like, you know, when they're upset, they cry, you know, when something scares them, they cry. Or toddlers, you know, they get mad, they throw stuff, they have these big emotions, you know. And it's like I almost feel like you might be put back kind of like in a state like that. Obviously not exactly like that, right? I'm not trying to call you like toddler or whatever, you know, like it's just, that's just kind of the comparison. So I think it's just saying like don't be hard on yourself for however you are grieving, however you are navigating through this, however you're acting, especially with like reaching out or talking with people. Like if you're especially closed off, or just, you know, whatever it is, like don't be hard on yourself. That's what I'm getting with this Page of Swords, is like give yourself some grace and know that it's okay if you're dealing with this however you need to deal with this, and how you know that it's making you not act like how you usually act. Because I don't know if that maybe would I don't know if that's something that maybe bothers you. Because like it makes me think about myself, right? Where there's been times where I've been like going through things, and you know, I realized that maybe I was more harsh with my words with others than I needed to be, but that was because I was going through stuff, and you know, I was younger and stuff, but still, like just give yourself those grace, you know, in those moments. Yeah. I think that is where I'm going to end your reading, Dragonwolfen. I hope that helped. I hope that gave you something. I hope that, I know there's only so much I can do when we're going through things like that, but I hope that gave you something, you know. Kind of hard for me to talk to people about it. Yeah. So give yourself some grace. Give yourself time. It's okay, you know. Because yeah, that was another thing I was noticing with the imagery, actually, that I forgot to point out, is like how this person is just like scrunched up, and they're just, their communication seems cut off. And it's okay. It's okay, because you know, you deal with things and just however you need to, okay? And thank you again for being vulnerable and trusting me with your reading. I really appreciate it. But Sinia, thank you so much for donating. I really appreciate it. That means so much to me. That means a lot. So we will do your reading next, then, after the ads. And hi, Dark Tarot Master. Hello. And hi, Nightwolf. Hello. How are you guys? I hope you're having a good day. But yes, okay. We are gonna go on a quick ad break on Twitch. I do ad breaks between readings. Thank you, Lyra. Lyra knows. Yes, afterwards we will do Senia's reading. Since they donated. And yeah. Okay. I will see you guys after the ads in a couple minutes. Hello. I am back. Hello, hello. Getting ready to head out for work. Good luck with the rest of the reading. Say moon, you can read me. Alrighty, Lyra. I hope you have a lovely time at work today. Lyra's probably gone by now, but we'll send. Remove. Okay. But yes. Thank you again for supporting me and donating, Xenia. Okay, let me look at my Kofi. Let me look at if you said anything for your question. Love your streams. I want to read it. Ooh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like my streams. I try to make them inviting for everyone. Yeah, okay, so you want to read about where you stand spiritually right now. Okay. Is there a specific tarot spread that catches your eye? Also keep in mind that, like, any of the 3-card readings I can turn into a 5-card. I just didn't have room to, like, put all of them over there in the 5-card or whatever. But yeah, let me know, Xenia. See, am I saying that right? Xenia? No, I don't have it. Okay, okay. Do you think you could give me, like, a little more context as to, your question about, like, where you stand spiritually? Just so I kind of, you know, understand it better. But yeah, we could probably just do the general spread for you then. Put these cards away. What is I'm on my future? Okay. What is the path you are on spiritually? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can see what comes through. We shall see. We shall see. What messages I get for you. I'm not sure, like, how specific they'll be. But yeah, we can just see. We can see. Oh, also, just so you guys know, I think I'll do probably one more free reading today. After this reading. Unless someone else donates, then that spot will go to them instead because they donated. But I'll probably do at least one more free reading after this one. But yeah, okay, let me write you down in my book. That is a very interesting question. I'm excited to see what comes up for you. I like when people ask me questions that I don't always get. Okay. Okay. Peace out. Sorry, I always let my dog in. Okay. What is Xenia's current energy in regards to their spiritual journey? What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Yes, I keep it on screen while I'm shuffling because I don't really shuffle on camera because like I shuffle close to my body, if that makes sense. And the way the camera and stuff is set up, it's like I have to like reach over here. And I also use this time so people can like have time to look at it, you know, to look at the options. But don't worry, I will show you once it's ready. What is unknown here? Ooh, I don't think I've gotten this card in this deck before. Okay. What is the challenge? Okay, and what? Future with this. Okay. And finally, the advice. Okay. Okay, let's get your timestamp. Okay. So, Xenia, your timestamp is 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 1 second. So, since I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right now, if you ever want to rewatch a reading, you can do so over on my YouTube channel. All my streams save there afterwards, and I usually put the timestamp in the comments below when the stream is over. Okay. Alrighty. So, representing your current energy with this situation, or in regards to your question, we have the wolf, which is an earth type, representing your challenge. Hold on, let me count because I can't read Roman numerals. Okay. Yeah, still getting to know this deck. Still getting to know it. For your challenge, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. For your unknown card, so this card is something that maybe you're not aware of right now, or just kind of like a message from spirit in general. We have, I believe this is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. For your possible future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And finally, for your advice card, we have the Hanged Man. Okay. Okay, starting off with the wolf and this earth energy. I don't know if like maybe you feel kind of alone in terms of your spiritual journey. I don't know if maybe going on this journey has been more difficult than you realized, or maybe you're just finding yourself in a period of loneliness with it, and maybe there's just a lot out there and you're not certain what is right for you or what you can trust. Maybe that's been hard for you to decipher. Maybe you've had moments where you thought this one thing, this one spiritual belief, this one ritual, this one action, whatever it may be, maybe you thought this was good for you, but maybe it turns out you don't, maybe it doesn't align with you as much. And take whatever resonates and please leave what doesn't, you know. I'm gonna just say messages, and it's up to you how they resonate. It's okay if not all of it resonates, you know. But yeah, it could be you're struggling to find community, but I also think, like, you know, this is probably a very personal thing for you, because you know, this card makes me think of like lone wolf energy, like being an individual, being singular, and maybe you're kind of comfortable like that. Yeah, I don't know if you're like overwhelmed. Just kind of with everything, I feel. Yeah, that's what I'm getting initially. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I cannot speak. This stuff, you know, is killing me. Okay. Let's quickly glance at the wolf page. This is also making me think of a song. It started playing in my head. I think it's literally called The Wolf. And I think the band name is Siamese. I used to listen to that song a lot. I haven't heard it in forever. Let me look that up real quick. Yeah. I don't know, this song just started playing in my head. It may or may not have messages for you, but I don't know, this song just really was just playing in my head. Here, I'll put it in chat for you. I really like the music video for it. So maybe you can give that a listen later. There was a song. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. Well, yeah, maybe that's why, but even if it's not the exact same song, maybe that's probably why it was brought up to me, to be honest. Okay, so some advice to you is, I think part of, you know, being spiritual, just in general, you know, I can't speak for specific, like, I'm not speaking for anything, like, super specific with, like, whether it's specific religions or whatever, but just in general, some advice I'm getting is that, like, learn to trust what's been, I almost like what's been handed out in front of you, or like what's in front of you, or like things that are just like can't be a coincidence. And I'm kind of getting that it's like, I'm gonna have to explain this a bit more, like sometimes things are more subtle. Like I honestly feel like, at least for me, I believe that like we really do create the entire reality around us. So there's like constantly signs or things that are like manifesting that we don't even realize, right? And so that's the thing, is like you might not always realize when something is a sign or something was meant to do something for you until later. So there's definitely like some trust. I think learning to trust yourself and not doubting when it comes to you and your life. Because I don't know if maybe like you, for example, could have like a lot of spiritual content on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it may be. I think sometimes those can get confusing because you're engaging with that content. You're gonna get that content, and then you'll get like tarot readings, and you'll get so many of those, and you'll get like a wide range of messages, and I think sometimes those are kind of hard to know and to trust. So I think definitely trust things that are not just social media content. Trust things that are actually like involved in your actual life, if that makes sense. I think that's one message for you. Because, like, you know, there's pros and cons to, like, I guess just the internet and, like, the spiritual communities. Because, like, you know, you're exposed to so much, which can introduce people to things, but then at the same time, it can be confusing as to, like, what to know, you know? Yeah, that's kind of what I've done, is just learn to trust things that have actually, like, been there for me, not just through scrolling, you know? Like, for example, hold on. I randomly, so I was at the store a couple years ago, and sometimes I like to look at the books and stuff. And I just happened to walk past this book, and it's called Psychic Spellcraft, and I saw it, and it was the only one on the shelf. It was the only one on the shelf, and not only that, I have not seen this at that store ever since. This is the only time I saw it, and there was only one copy. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I should totally buy this. It just felt like it was calling to me, you know? I was just like, whoa. And so I bought this book, and it's been very helpful. Because honestly, like, for me, I know I've struggled with, like, knowing, like, what types of books like this to buy, because I'm like, I don't know what to trust, and, like, you know, and I think sometimes you just kind of got to explore and read, but, like, this just found its way to me, okay? So I was like, okay, I'll buy it, you know, and, it's been very helpful for me. So I guess that's, like, an example. And so, like, another example, like, with you, like, with that song, however that helped you, just things like that, you know? But, like I said, I think sometimes some of the signs and stuff are definitely more subtle, but I think you'll be pointed to the right direction. I think, you know, your higher self will guide you, which is why it's important to trust that part of you, because there's a part of you And I don't take this with a grain of salt because this is kind of going into my own spiritual beliefs a bit, but like, I believe we do have like a higher self that is guiding us, and they're the ones that can kind of, that's where I believe our intuition comes from, like trusting your intuition, trusting that like you're leading yourself where you need to be, even though you here like in the material world don't exactly know where things are going. Just trust that those intuitive feelings you get, and I think it's very personal for everyone. But yeah, so with this wolf card, here's the page in case you want to pause it in the future. Okay, keywords are guardian of family and tribe, activism, ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, fearless. When out of balance, judgmental, dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of going into what I was kind of already thinking with this of like, I don't know if you feel any pressure from anyone specific, or maybe just a group of people, or just in general, like to figure out your spiritual journey, and like, or maybe you feel like it has to look a certain way, and like maybe you're struggling with that. Maybe you've been told certain things that you should be doing, and you should have it like this, and like you need to be like this or do that. But that's the message with this wolf card, is like, you don't have to be so rigid. Is that the right word? Am I using that word right? Rigid, or I guess strict, or following just like a specific bullet point set of rules when it comes to your spiritual journey. Because I think that for a lot of people, the whole point is that it is so specific to you. And everyone is different. I think there's certain guidelines that can help, that you can follow, but don't feel like you have to just put yourself in a box. I have not put myself in a box. I do practices and stuff that, I've learned a bit from witches or Wiccans, but also like other areas, other religions, other practices, and I've just always kind of done my own thing and done what feels right to me. But like, I don't really have a specific label for myself, to be honest. And that's okay, because the whole point is that it's helping you and that you feel comfortable. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that just like is making so much sense. I'm glad. Something else I do want to mention is like, I don't know, I'm just getting a lot of like, like this talk about a wolf, it talks about tribes, rituals. So a thing about me that I don't think a lot of people know online is that I'm Hispanic, but I'm also Native American. I have a lot of Native American blood in me. However, I'm unfortunately not really connected to those parts of my family. And that's something I've always felt sad about. I don't know, I just felt like bringing that up with you. Like, I don't know if you are native to, or like you have family, or even just like know people, and it doesn't have to be specifically like Native American, it could be, you know, other things or whatever, I don't know, but it's just like that just keeps coming up in my mind. But yeah, I think for me, like, relating to myself and like relating to you as well, like, you know, as I mentioned, I'm not connected to those parts of my family really, and that's something that I've, you know, been upset about throughout my life, but through my own ways, I'm finding, I feel like I'm connecting to those parts of myself and those parts of my ancestry that I feel like I miss out on in my own way. And that it's okay for you to kind of treat things like that as well, if that makes sense. Yeah. Do not judge yourself. You know, let yourself be how you want to be, how you're supposed to be. You're meant to be you, not anyone else or not anything else. Okay. Without a joke, I'm getting a lot. Ooh. Well, I'm good. I'm glad that this is, you know, this is resonating with you like that. That means a lot. Okay, yeah, let's do your challenge. So with the 8 of Swords in reverse. Sip some more water. Let me look at what this page says for this. So, you know, swords in general talk about our thoughts, our mental space, the way we communicate. I feel like you're learning like to let go. And this is kind of touching on what I was already describing, but like specifically like the 8 of Swords is like putting yourself in a mental prison. And you're the one putting yourself there, no one else is. It's like an internal thing, it's you letting these things affect you. And so it's interesting though that this is in the challenge, this is in reversed. So yeah, let's read this. Okay, reversed. You cling to your worst habits because you fear that your personal progress will isolate you from those who do not want you to change. Whoa, that felt like a powerful sentence. Even though you are aware of this toxic nature of this sort of relationship, you cannot bring yourself to do what is best for you. You hold on to the things that hurt you because you think belonging is more important than being free. I might have to read that again to process that. This feels like a very powerful, almost like call out. It's okay if that entire thing doesn't resonate, but like, wow, just the way they phrase this is just like, yeah, there's just this thing of like maybe you feel like you really need to please certain people, or like, yeah, okay, wait, so going back to like what I was originally touching on is like this loneliness you're feeling. Like maybe you're worried that like, yeah, okay, no, hold on. I honestly, when I was pulling your cards, I was getting so much, and we're touching back on that, like, I think you're probably realizing, or it's almost like you're facing a point where you have to make a decision of like, you're kind of realizing, oh, if I continue my spiritual practices or beliefs or whatever, like I'm gonna be alone or go through like a lot of loneliness because like you're realizing that like, oh, this is definitely like gonna be a, I'm gonna have to separate from the pack kind of thing, like, and maybe there's like specific people where you, maybe your beliefs kind of contradict theirs, and like, you know, maybe you really care about these people or just things like that. Like maybe there's a part of you that just wants to just fall in line with them anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna read this again. I don't know, this has just felt like a lot. You cling to your worst habits because you fear that your personal progress will isolate you from those who do not want you to change. Even though you are aware of this toxic nature of this sort of relationship, you cannot bring yourself to do what is best for you. You hold on to the things that hurt you because you think belonging is more important than being free. Honestly, I feel like part of this feels like this is like speaking to me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I just really like how they phrase this in this deck. I think it's a very human thing to do, to be honest. It's human to want to be a part of a group, to want to, you know, we're wired to be like social. We're social creatures, you know. And so when we are going against the people around us and are choosing to do things and be things that are not really aligned with them, it can be tough. It can be hard. It sucks, you know. I know how that feels. I think there is certain parts of my spiritual journey and spiritual beliefs that I feel very alone in. And I feel like there's very, very few people who I can relate to with specific stuff and can really trust, even talking about certain things. So yeah, I think you're working through, it's almost like this ribbon, this self-constricting. You're working through, right now your challenge is working through that and allowing yourself to live as you want and allow yourself to live and be free, you know. I'm the only one that's any spiritual. Oh, yeah. That's tough. I'm sorry. But, you know, obviously stay safe. Do what you need to stay safe. But at the end of the day, you need to live your life for yourself. And there will be people who will appreciate and accept you for making choices like that. And just for being you. There's people out there. And I know it's hard, especially when it has to do with like complicated family relationships and people you care about, you know, it's tough, but I promise there is that support out there, and there is people out there who will love you as you are, as you choose to be. Hi, Nix! I slept so good I forgot I existed. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you got some rest. I'm glad. Okay. Now with this unknown card with the Page of Pentacles. I think your journey is just getting started. I almost heard, like, I think there's so much more there for you, but I think you've been too afraid to fully commit and to fully step forward. Because the pages talk about, you know, starting on a new path. They're kind of like the beginners, they're learning. And with the Pentacles specifically, you know, the Pentacles are about like our physical world and changing and like, material possessions and like, yeah, the physical. And I think maybe you've been hesitant. Like there's there's like a lot happening for you internally, but like you have yet to like actually put that out into the physical world. Like you mentioned your appearance, for example, I think. Yeah. Like you're kind of in this mode of like you're a page, but you haven't quite, you're a page of pentacles that hasn't quite started the journey yet. But yeah, let's see what this guidebook says. Hi Arctic, welcome back. Okay. So. Oh, thank you for donating, Arctic. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, we will do your reading afterwards then. Okay, reversed Page of Pentacles. Reverse, the page suggests that you are getting in your own way. You set unrealistic goals and neglect to learn the basics of your job. You might be inexperienced, but haughty, refusing to do any task you deem beneath you. This will impede your growth and ultimately diminish your chances at finding success in your chosen path. Seek guidance and learn from the parts of your work that seem unglamorous. Yeah. Okay. So I think mostly what it's talking about with this is like you are getting in your own way, which I think you kind of know already, to be honest, but it might not be fully how you how do I phrase? Wait, what am I trying to say? Words. It might not be in all the ways that you expect that you're getting in your own way. But set unrealistic goals. You could even be putting too much pressure on yourself to like have it all figured out right now. Like you don't have to, you can go slowly, you know, you have your whole life to live. No matter how old you are, you still have life to live, you know? Go at your own pace and don't try to rush into things, you know? For example, it took me a long time to feel comfortable receiving money for my tarot readings. I used to like barely be confident in doing readings for other people at all. Like I was so scared that I would just not give them good readings or whatever. So it took time. Like if you told the moon that just started learning tarot like 6 years ago that I'd be streaming and getting paid for it and doing private readings and stuff, I think that moon would be quite shook at where I am now, because I used to be so insecure about my tarot. You know, it took me 6 years to get to where I am now with how comfortable I am. So have patience with yourself. Don't put unrealistic expectations, you know, on yourself, because you don't need to do that. Go at your own pace. Don't feel pressured. You know, I'm getting an example of like a boat. Let yourself row your own boat at your own pace. It's okay if you look over and you see people like that seem to be zooming past you, because, you know, that's their own personal journey and they might need to go at that speed sometimes, and then sometimes they might stop and have their own obstacles, you know, like you just need to focus on you. Okay. Now, for your possible future with this Wheel of Fortune. Just remember, anytime I talk about the future, to take it with a grain of salt. The future's always changing, energy's always changing. I could be right, I could be wrong. Okay, let me find this page. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune in general does talk about, like, divine timing, right? So, like, I don't know if you've been worried about, like, maybe you missed your chance, or maybe you, like, I don't know, maybe parts of you are like, man, I wish I could have started some of these things when I was younger. I think when it comes to, like, big moments in our life and big opportunities, I think most of the time, like, you know, you're right, you are exactly where you need to be. Do not worry too much about time frame. Like, you need to be present. I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up, not just with spiritual stuff, but in life. Of some people are stuck in the past. Some people are worried about the future, and they lean too much into that they aren't in control and present in their present, you know? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna read this deck to you. Or this card. So, keys to deposit. So, attributes: destiny, karma, luck, fate, change, fortune. The Wheel of Fortune encourages you to have faith in the universe. If you're encountering an obstacle or going through a rut, the tides will soon change and good fortune will rear its head again. Look inward and aim to manifest your goals. Fate will help push you toward them. Be on the lookout for assistance. Those around you might be willing and able to step up and guide you along your journey. Count on them whenever you need support to weather the unpredictable shifts of current events. You never know whether oncoming changes might bring about a profound turning point. The Wheel of Fortune's analog in anime is the magical animal mentor. Many heroes and heroines are unaware of their profound destinies until a magical animal mentor informs them about their fates. These enlightened creatures reveal just how magic is at work in the characters' worlds. They advise and guide those around them toward their destinies. Their knowledge of the language of fate and the karma-bound workings of the universe make them invaluable allies and teachers. Speaking of little animal friends and pets, my dog just grumbled at me, so I think that's a sign. I don't know if you have any pets, Senia. If you do, or if you've been thinking about getting a pet, you know, maybe look into that. That's funny. I feel like I get, like, a lot of things about pets in my readings, to be honest, but, like, I think for good reason. Like, I think there are companions for a reason. And, like, spiritually, I personally believe that, like, the pets we have, like, we are meant to have in our life, and, like, we chose them for a reason. So maybe spend some time with your little pet, little guy. But yeah, I think an important message here about your future is trust it, and trust even that when things, like, seem like they're going wrong, or, like, just crazy stuff is happening, trust that is working in your favor. Trust that things are gonna work out in your favor, and sometimes it's hard to realize that in the moment when we're going through tough things, and it's okay to be upset, but just know that, like, especially when there's change, and especially if you're making decisions that cause change, there's gonna be destruction in your life, and to not be afraid of that. it's okay to be upset, but don't be afraid. Because that's how you know things are working. That's how you know, because, you know, your environment, things, a lot in your life is going to shift because you're shifting into a new energy. So at first, it might seem a little really crazy, or things might seem, yeah, just a lot's happening, but it has to happen in order to transition into where you want to be, where you need to be. An orange cat, aww, cute. Okay, finally with your advice card with the Hanged Man. In general, the Hanged Man, talks about shifting your perspective, looking at things from a different perspective. And I think that's the overall advice for you right now, is to, maybe you've been really focusing on the negatives about this, about your spiritual journey. Like, you've been looking at all the reasons why you shouldn't do this, or why you should be like this, or whatever. But maybe you should try to flip your perspective and look at all the reasons why, how this could benefit you, how this could free you, how doing this thing would make you feel good. I think shifting your perspective like that might really help you. Especially when you're unsure. I think we could really get caught up in the negatives about stuff. About decisions, especially. So try to flip it. Try to think about, okay, well, what if this works out? Well, how would this benefit me? What good would come from this? And I think that might help you. Yeah. Okay. I think that's where I'm gonna end your reading, Xenia. Also, I don't know if I just looked the number 12. I don't know if that might be significant to you in some way, but I just felt like pointing that out to you. 12. But yeah. So that is where I'm gonna end your reading. I really hope this resonated. I hope it helped you. I hope it gave you some direction, kind of answered your questions, you know? And remember, you can rewatch this anytime over on my YouTube channel. So please, you know, save the video if you need to, do whatever you need to if you ever want to rewatch this. But yeah, thank you again for supporting me. It means the world. It truly does. And yeah, I appreciate you trusting me and being here. Okay. We are gonna do Arctic's reading now, or after the ads. I think Xenia is in the queue, so let me... but I will say, since, we got another donation, I'm going to do... I'm only going to be doing donation readings now till the end of stream. So, I'm closing the freebie queue for now. Just so I can finish it up. Partly because, like I said, my nose is stuffy and I don't feel 100%. And, like, I can kind of feel my throat, like, you know, talking and stuff. Like, I think I definitely need to rest. So, donation readings are still open the entire stream. The entire stream, you can still donate, even though the freebies are closed. So if you're really wanting a reading, and if you're able to, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi with the donate tip button. But you don't have to. No worries, I do free tarot live streams every Monday. So if you're not already in my Discord server, you should join that. I'll put the link in the Twitch chat. And you can get updates about what I'm up to and when I'm streaming. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna go on an ad break and then we will do Arctic's reading. Okay, I'm back. Although, it still says 1 minute in the ad, so I will give it a second in case there's still people. Let me put these cards away. Okay. Welcome back, welcome back. Sorry, I had to feed my dogs. I also needed to make tea because my nose and my throat are kind of hurting, so. Arctic, are you still here? I really hope so. Because you donated and you did not put a question in the message. Arctic. No worries, no worries. I decided to play more ads because I was missing, so no worries, you didn't miss anything. You did not miss anything. But yeah, thank you again for supporting me, Arctic. What is your question? What kind of reading are you wanting? And let me know if you have a specific spread you would like me to use. And also keep in mind, any of the spreads you see for the freebies, I can turn into a 5 card as well. In case any of them, in case you want any of them. But yeah, let me know, let me know. Oh. Okay, I'm glad I have tea now. General unknown. Ooh, alrighty. I can do that for you. So you want the general 5 card spread, which is current energy, unknown, challenge, possible future, and advice. Okay, let me write your name down in my book. I will shuffle your cards off camera and I will show you everything once I have your timestamp and everything ready. Arctic, Blade, Bird. Okay. Yippee. Okay. Blah. Okay. What does Arctic need to know? Spirit. What is Arctic's current energy? Okay. Thank you again for being patient, Arctic. I know I was gone, gone for a bit on the BRB screen, but I appreciate your patience. What is the future for Arctic? And ice. What is this challenge? Oh, I should probably change the pin message, huh? Information, reading still open. Where's my thing? There it is. Copy. Sorted. Okay. Challenge. And the unknown. Okay. Let's get your timestamp. Cool. So, Arctic, your timestamp is 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 2 seconds. So, since I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right now, if you ever want to rewatch your reading, you could do so over on my YouTube channel. All my streams save there afterwards, and I usually put the timestamp in the comments below when the stream is over. Okay. Three 10:02. Okay, so for your current energy, I actually got 2 cards, and I felt like both of them were really needed, so I decided to keep both of them. So you got an extra card. So for your current energy, we got both the lamb and the dragon. Super cool. I'm excited. Okay. For your challenge, we got the Two of Wands in reverse. For your unknown card, which kind of talks about something maybe you're not aware of, or a message from spirit in general, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. For your advice card, we got, I believe this is the Nine of Cups. I will double check. I always get these confused with the Roman numerals, and I'm still learning this deck. And for your possible future card, we got the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So with Lamb and Dragon. So, this is so interesting. So, with this Lamb card, I almost feel like this is how maybe people at first see you. Or at least right now, like, maybe you appear to be kind of like this lamb. I don't know, maybe you kind of appear to be someone who's like more vulnerable, or maybe people even underestimate you. Something of that sort, right? But I see that, like, in reality, you actually have this, like, large dragon energy, and maybe not everyone always gets to see that part of you, or maybe you're kind of... like, once people start to get to know you, that's where they see this dragon energy come through, but initially I think people kind of just see you as this lamb. And like I said, some people might even underestimate you, and your capabilities. That's so cool. That's like a really specific thing that I don't usually get. Hi casual chancers and a sketchy pencil. Hello. Thank you for the follow. I hope you guys are doing well. X equals 10. Yeah, see, the thing is, thank you. I was taught how to read Roman numerals, but for some reason my silly brain just forgot that information completely. So until I learned this deck a bit better, I mixed them up. But yeah, okay. This is super cool. And I definitely see these as both like really spiritual cards, you know? I mean, the lamb, I usually see people kind of tapping into their intuition a bit with this card. And the dragon especially, I mean, this is an earth type, right? And in this deck, this one is a spirit type, which there's not a lot of these. So that's really interesting and cool. I'm not gonna read both of them. Because the dragon page is a bit long, and I will show you them though, in case you want to pause it in the future and read them. I might glance over it a bit, but... okay, let's find the lamb. So this is kind of like the initial impression I think people get of you. Lamb. Like, people think they're talking to a lamb, but then don't realize that they're actually talking to a dragon, which is super cool. Where is the lamb? There it is. So here's lamb page, in case you want to pause it in the future. I'm doing okay, a sketchy pencil. I mean, my nose is a little stuffy and my throat is starting to hurt, so I hope I don't get too sick, but other than that, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Okay, I might read the lamb one, but let me show you the dragon real quick as well. Dragon. Ah, one second, my dog. Let's just read the lamb first. Okay, so for the lamb, the keywords are peaceful, prophetic, patient. The lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Though the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, receive. When in balance, knowingness, inner peace. When out of balance, quiet, timid, concerned. To bring into balance, meditation, listening. Sorry that I'm not talking too much. I'm still talking. Oh, no worries at all. I never expect anyone to like completely be engaged like in chat during the reading. Like that's up to you. So yeah, no worries at all. I don't know if like maybe you're just someone in general who has a personality that's a bit more reserved. Could be shy, but I don't know, maybe you're just like a quiet person, or you're just like maybe not always the loudest in the room. So that's why like I think when people get to know you, they're like surprised at how like big your energy can get, or maybe even how you speak. Maybe you're only comfortable speaking a certain way or expressing yourself loudly when you're with certain people. You might also be good at giving out advice to people, even if you don't think that yourself. I don't know, I just feel like you might have had like a lot of experiences that you can offer some insight to people. But yeah, okay, Dragon, we will briefly glance over that one because the spirit cards have extra pages. So give me a second while I find that page. Dragon. Where is the dragon? Is it the last one? No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. I keep missing it. Hold on. Hello. Here it is. Oh, that's funny. Okay. See, I was literally saying like your inner self or your actual self, and it says seeing one's most true self. Yeah, in case you want to pause this in the future, there's page 1. Then here's the other 2 pages. Let me get my wigs out of the way. This one has to do with the 3rd chakra. Yeah, I'll glance over this. Ooh, okay, I'll read this first part, this first couple sentences. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath, and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. Okay. Ooh, yeah, the rest of this is really cool, but... So I'd recommend pausing that in the future and reading all of it, but... Just in case. Okay. You might be starting to accept certain parts of yourself recently, or are learning to... I don't know, I almost feel like maybe it's possible. Oh, and by the way, if anything doesn't resonate, then just please ignore it. You know, it's possible I might say stuff that might not resonate. Just take whatever does and leave what doesn't. But yeah, I don't know if maybe you, throughout your life, or maybe just recently have had to like mask certain parts of yourself, or, you know, as I mentioned, you could be reserved and you just like keep certain parts of yourself, and like maybe there's parts of you that even you don't know very well or haven't explored too much, and maybe you're kind of starting to allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself a bit of freedom in self-expression and connecting with others and being vulnerable with others. Yeah. Okay. With your challenge, it's interesting that these are both the twos of these suits. Two of wands. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Whoa, this is a lot of like things that feel like they're aligning. Okay. So Archie. We have the Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. We got 2 cards for your current energy, which doesn't usually happen. It's also 2-2 today. February is the 2nd month, and it's the 2nd day. So there's like lots of angel numbers, like 222. So I don't know if like, if you see 222 anywhere, or 22, I don't know, there might be like that might be a sign for you within like the next few weeks or something. But I'm gonna add to my angel number counter. If you guys don't know what the angel number counter is, if you ever see any angel numbers during stream, it doesn't have to be necessarily attached to my stream. You're welcome to add to the angel number counter. But yes, okay. That's so interesting. Ooh, you know what I just thought of? Okay, so I don't know if you saw earlier, but I was talking about this book that I came across that found me. It does have a meaning for 2-2 in here, I believe. So give me a moment, because I wonder if there's a message for you in there. 1 second. Might have to look at the... Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the guide, the index. Hold on. It's a big book. Because they have like from 1 to 100, like little messages for each number. I've never done this before in a reading, I don't believe. Okay, where is it? Numerology. Blah, 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 blah. 198. We're getting there. Okay. Okay, hold on. Sorry, there's a lot of pages in this chapter. Okay. Found the numbers. Ooh, okay. Finally. 22. You will have the patience to overcome adversity. Trust in yourself. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so with the Two of Wands, I don't know if you maybe are having to make a decision right now, make some choices in your life. Maybe you're kind of deciding what actions to take about something specific, or it could just be in general with your life, like you're just trying to figure out how to navigate things right now. Maybe, I don't know, you could be feeling a bit overwhelmed by the 2 paths you're taking. I don't know if it could also relate to the self with like, you know, this kind of split we were talking about at the beginning of like the you, the mask you wear, and you internally. I don't know if it has any relation to that. But yeah, the wands are all about like the action we are taking, that we are physically taking and deciding to do. And there could be some conflict. Let me read this page for you. Although I don't think this deck has reversal meanings, but we shall see. Two of Wands. A partnership is available to you. It is likely that the possibilities of this partnership are exciting and inspiring. However, it is also likely that there is much that is still unknown about the partner or the nature of the partnership. Events depicted by the Wands cards include an element of swiftness. They enter and exit your life quickly. You will need to decide, are you willing to make this commitment, or will you let the opportunity pass by? Ooh, okay. So, kind of a more specific thing, so it's okay if this doesn't resonate, but maybe part of like this dilemma you're having, especially with your identity, is like, I don't know if maybe you have met someone recently, or just have a friend, family member, I don't know, someone. It could even be a romantic interest, doesn't have to be, right? Just someone recently where, I don't know if you're debating like being vulnerable and open to them and showing your truer self, which would make sense with what I've been seeing here with the current energy. Like maybe you've been debating opening up to someone, and making choices relating to that. Or it could be a group of people, it could be a community, you know? So that's what where I see your struggle and your focus being with right now with this challenge card. And now looking into your Two of Pentacles with the Unknown card. Why is this stuff so accurate? It's a little scary, right? It could get a little scary sometimes, not gonna lie. Yeah, I at the very least, in its most basic form, I believe in how I describe tarot is I am reading energy. Because I believe energy exists everywhere, bro. Energy's everywhere. And I believe I'm just connecting to yours and reading that through the cards. But yeah. Okay. So with the Two of Pentacles, I don't know if like maybe it kind of talks about sometimes like there being a struggle with balancing. I just heard both responsibilities but also opportunities. Like maybe you're unsure of like where to put your focus, where to put your energy. Wands, like I said, are more about like action. Pentacles are more so in the realm of like the material world in general, not necessarily just you. Oh my goodness! Hello! Hi, Siriku. I'm so sorry if I don't say that right. Hello, thank you so much for the raid! Hi, hello! Okay, one moment. I'm in the middle of a reading, so give me a second. Before I lose my thoughts. Okay. So yeah, the Two of Pentacles is more so like in the realm of just the material world in general. It could be related to not just finances, but like just resources available to you or responsibilities Yeah. Okay, we will read that page in a moment. Let me address the raiders. Hi, hello. Hello, welcome. Let me give you a shout out. If you need to raid and run, I completely understand. Please go take care of yourselves. Please go take care of yourselves, you know, go do what you need to. But yes, if you don't know me, hi, hello, my name is Moon. I am a tarot VTuber. I'm also an artist. I do, you know, mostly tarot streams, sometimes art streams. But yeah, the free readings are closed for today, unfortunately. But I do still have my donation readings open. Donation readings are open the entire stream. But yes, I give out free readings all the time on my streams, every time I'm doing tarot. So if you want to stop by for another time, I usually do tarot readings on Mondays. But yeah, let me shout you out. Suriku? Or is it Surikuch? I'm so sorry. I'm not the best at pronouncing things, but yeah, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, oh my gosh, 330, that's crazy. I feel like I just hit 300 not too long ago. But yeah, okay. Right now I'm just finishing up donation readings. Okay. Let's look at this, what this guidebook says, because, this is one of my newer tarot decks. Two of Pentacles, that is somewhere. Okay. So here's the page in case you want to pause it in the future. You probably feel like you have too much to do and not enough time to do it in. You are juggling many tasks and have a to-do list that never seems to end. Help yourself out of the chaos by prioritizing your projects and jobs. Make sure you are being as efficient as possible. Don't forget to balance work and pleasure. No life is in balance without both. Your tarot deck is okay. Oh yeah, thank you. These two are newer tarot decks I got for Christmas. I'm heading to sleep. It's quite late here. Lots of love from Italy. Ooh, from Italy. Well, thank you. Thank you again for the raid. I hope you rest well. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So, Arctic. This is funny because I know you've been talking about how you've been like doing your responsibilities, your adult responsibilities, and I actually feel that that's coming up with the reading of like, it says don't forget to balance work and pleasure. No life is in balance without both. So I think this is kind of telling you like if there is a person or even just opportunities where you can have fun or just like hang out with people or just do something for fun, that's not a waste of time at all, you know, like make sure you schedule some time to do that. And like I said, if it is a person, you know, give yourself permission to take a step forward with that. If you've been looking for like a push towards that or like wondering like if it's worth your time and energy, it absolutely is. The stream just froze for you. Uh-oh. I hope that's not a me problem. Let me check. You might need to refresh. Oh, okay, okay. But yes, as I was saying, I think you definitely need to try to schedule some time to where you're you know, resting or even just having fun, or you know, if there's this new person or person you've been putting a lot of focus on, like I would say go for it. If you've been looking for that permission, let this be your permission, you know. Yeah, I think that's a big thing, because like it's like this fairy is like trying to balance all these responsibilities, and you've literally been saying you've been doing that this whole time. Like they're holding all these fruits and stuff, and it's just like they need a break. You need a break. You need time to have fun, or go explore, go hang out with other people, live your life. You know, it's not just supposed to be about work and responsibility, and like, you know, that stuff's important, but that's not what life is all about. So yeah. Hi, Botan. Hi, Botan. How are you? I hope you're doing good. It is a bunny. There is a few bunnies in this deck. It's a bunny. I think of you every time. Every time I am playing Heartopia and I see the bunnies. You're trying to steal me. Oh my. Hold on, let me see if the shout out timer has... I gotta shout out Botan. My lovely Botan. We have a musical tone. Yes, yes. Well, right now I am finishing a donation reading for Arctic. But yeah. Unless any other donation readings come in, I should be done. And yeah. Goosing. I haven't goosed in a few days. Okay, but let me get back to Arctic. Okay. So, for your possible future with this King of Coins, King of Pentacles, let's look at the guidebook. Okay, now remember, anytime I talk about the future, please take it with a grain of salt. The future is always changing, energy is always changing. I could be right, I could be wrong. Oh, my dog's barking. I might have to go deal with that in a minute. Okay. So here's a page in case you want to pause it in the future. So, reversed. In this position, the King of Coins suggests a workaholic with miserly tendencies. Your financial success has only made you more guarded in terms of finances, and you are not to be trusted to help others along. You are competitive, cutthroat, and business-minded. Though your finances are robust, you are also incredibly risk-averse and not inclined to invest in new ideas. Okay, one second. Okay. I think honestly, it does sound a little harsh, doesn't it? This card, like it's like you are competitive, cutthroat, and business-minded. I think this is more so just kind of like going back to like what I've been saying with this. Like, it's almost like warning you of your future of like, I think if you continue to live your life like without balancing it, like we were talking about, you know, you might become a bit miserable. Like you might become, you know, just not, you know, that balance is truly needed, and it will affect you if you know, continue to just like overwork yourself and just focus solely on that and solely on just, you know, you might become unhappy, and unhappy people, you know, kind of become, you know, like I said, miserable, and just like, you know, it kind of gives like grumpy old man energy, you know? So I think it's kind of like, a humorous way Spirit is like trying to communicate this to you of like how important it is, you know, of like, you know, you're gonna lead yourself down a path where you might just become a grumpy old person if you know, if you don't prioritize these other things in your life. Because, you know, despite what society tells us, we are not meant to be machines. We are not machines. So yeah. Finally, for your advice card, I believe someone said that was the 10 of Cups. I was so close. So close. Get off my lawn. No, Arctic. No, don't be a lonely, grumpy old man. Or person. Let love and friendship into your heart. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. Advice card. So, upright, there is finally an overarching sense of harmony in your life. Though the journey has been long, you have materialized your hopes and desires in ways you may have not expected. You may not have gotten everything that you wanted, but you have found love and fulfillment in the relationships you have built along the way. Yeah, I think this is just a general advice of just like not to lose hope. I don't know if you've kind of been feeling kind of dull when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your life. There is people out there for you. There is a person out there for you if you don't already have a person. If that's what you're looking for. You know, there's so much beauty to life that has yet to meet you. You know, there's those, you know, I say this a lot, but I really think it's true. You know, when we go through these periods in life where we are searching for people, or where we're lonely and we don't have that support or don't have that partner that we want, I promise you that person exists and is out there, you know. It's just about meeting them at the right time, and also working on ourselves and like having that inviting energy for that to enter our lives, you know. So don't lose hope. I think that's the general advice, is to not give up on yourself, not give up on your chance of having a bright life, because you absolutely can. No matter how your life has played out so far, you absolutely can live a life that is shining and bright and beautiful and full of wonderful things. I promise you that that's a possibility out there for you. But you can't give up. You can't give up on yourself. You know, and that starts from the things we were talking about earlier, you know, like learning to balance things and learning to let certain people and energies in. Because the more we shut that out, you know, the less of that we're gonna receive. But yeah, you got this, Arctic. You got this. Trust yourself. There are good things in the world for you, I promise. But yeah, okay. I think that's where I'm gonna end your reading, Arctic. I really hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. At the very least, I hope you liked, listening to me yap and all that. And thank you so much again for donating and supporting me. It means the world. It means so much to me. And yeah, I really hope I helped or gave you what you needed to hear. But yeah, remember, anytime you want to rewatch that, you can do so over on my YouTube channel with the timestamp I gave you. Yeah. Hi, Pow Pow Pup BT. Hello, welcome. I hope you're having a good day. You have such an adorable model. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. This is the last call for any donation readings. Otherwise, we are probably gonna raid out to someone. So yes, last call for any donation readings. If you want a donation reading, you're welcome to donate to my Kofi with that link that's pinned in the chat. The free readings are closed for today. But no worries, I stream tarot on Mondays usually. If you want to keep up to date about me and when I'm streaming and my schedule and all of that, you're welcome to join my Discord server. 18 plus only though. How has stream been so far? It's been good, it's been good. I feel like we've had a nice tarot stream today. Not me joining at the... That's okay, that's okay. I will be live again Monday, possibly Thursday, because I do also do a tabletop role-playing game with some friends on Thursdays, although recently one of our members, we're not sure if they're going to be able to make it yet, so we shall see. It's also possible I might do an art stream this week since I have art commissions I'm working on, which I just remembered I should probably talk about again. Yeah, I have art commissions open too if anyone is interested in checking those out as well. But yeah, okay, last call for donation readings. Otherwise, I'm gonna start finding someone to raid over on Twitch. What did I say? Not going to lie, that was terrifying how accurate that was. Oh, well, that makes me happy. I mean, I don't want to scare you, but I mean, I'm glad it meant something to you. Yeah, tarot be like that. It do be like that. If you meet the right people. Okay. Let me start looking for someone to raid. 1 second. Okay, let's look at who we got here. Have a good rest of the day. You as well, Pow Pow. Okay. It would mean the world to me if you guys stayed for the raid. You don't have to stay and watch the person the whole time, but it would mean a lot if you copied this message and raided with me. The first one is for subscribers, second one is for followers, so copy whichever one. Let's see. Let's see. Who is live? A few places I want to check. I have a few people. Hold on, I'm indecisive. Okay. I don't know if I rated this person before. Or they might be ending. You know what? Let's raid Lost. Okay. Let me get the command ready. Raid Lost and Stars. I think we raided Lost recently, but they are doing art right now. Okay. Alrighty. Remember to copy the raid message, and yeah. I will keep you guys updated in my Discord about when I am streaming next. We'll see. I'm not sure if Root's happening this week or not, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I love you. Thank you all for joining me today. Remember to hydrate, take care of yourselves, go stretch, go eat, go rest, go do all the things. And I love you all very much. Bye-bye.